I always wanted to jump on the scores table. So I ran and jumped on the score table. I'm like, this is my city.
Welcome to Point Game with John Wall and C.J. Toledano, presented by DraftKings. Don't forget, DraftKings is your home for all the action across the NBA and gets you closer to the game we all love. The crown is yours. On today's episode, we are joined by one of the best tennis players in the world, a huge Wizards and NBA fan who always reps the DMV. Francis Tiafoe is going to be on the show. Special interview with John and him. But before we get to your interview, let's just open it up. Let's get your reaction. The Celtics are now up 2-0. I personally thought it would be a little bit closer, but just want to get your general thoughts on this series as we await Game 3, Celtics-Mavs NBA Finals.
Kind of like I said, you know what I mean? Like everybody, Kyrie Irving could definitely play better, you know what I mean? Like he getting all the looks he want, and credit Drew playing great defense, but he getting the looks he want. He just missing shots, but you know what I mean? When you're that type of guy, you'll find a rhythm at some point, but as long as you're getting the looks you want, you're comfortable with him, it's fine. And you can say the same thing about Jason Tatum. Like, he's getting the looks he wants. He's just not making them right now. And he talked about it yesterday. He said he got to shoot the ball better. But my main objective, what I've said was Jason Tatum was going to guard the 5. You put the 5-man Al Horford on Derrick Jones. You put Drew on Kyrie. Jaylen Brown on Luka. And you have Derrick White on PJ. So now they're taking away those lob threats that they got a lot in the last years against Minnesota. And they could basically switch 1 through 5. Like a lot of people were debating, Al Horford can't guard Luka. Nobody's going to stop Luka. Luka's going to get his numbers. He's that gifted. He's that special. He knows what shots to get to with certain defenders on him. But the first game, they did a great job of not letting him get a lot of assists. You know what I mean? Just letting him be a scorer and trying to take away the role guys. Don't get those guys going because that's when they're very tough. But I always say, like, the Celtics just have too much. Like, I just feel like they have too much. Like, their role guys, Porzingis coming off the bench, he's averaging almost 18 this series. Then you have a guy like Drew Holiday that's been here before. He came and gave you 26 last night. 11. The game before he had like 13 and 8. You have Derrick White that's doing his dues. You got Al Horford that's chipping in with 10 to 7 rebounds a game. And Jaylen Brown's leading them in scoring. He's been aggressive off the rip. And then you look at Tatum, he's not shooting the ball well, but he does other things to impact the game. Getting 8 to 9 rebounds, averaging almost 10 assists in the finals. Like, you can see the maturity between him and Jaylen Brown, where before they probably didn't trust their teammates as much in the finals in 2022 against the Warriors. Now they trust in those guys and still keeping the confidence in them, even though they're not making shots. And last night, the game looked even closer than it was because Dallas made some shots at the end and Boston turned over a little bit. But, like, no team is really making the 3-ball as well right now. You know what I mean? But I just feel like the Celtics just have too much. But we got to see how it goes. You know what I mean? The Celtics did what they're supposed to do, protect home court. Now Dallas get to go home and have that amazing crowd that's going to be rocking for them, and see if Celtics can steal 1 or 2 at home and close the series out, or at least steal 1 and try to close it out back home.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, Tatum isn't shooting well, but shout out to him. He even said it's like, if I'm not going to be shooting well, one, like law of averages, it'll get there. But he's also playing defense. He's getting rebounds. He's affecting the game. And then you got, like you said, the Celtics just have too much. Now, my question is, you talked about it. They've shut down this lob threat. How did the Timberwolves not do that? How did the Timberwolves, with more talented bigs, in my opinion, than the Celtics, with Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jaden McDaniel, how do you not shut down the lob threat in the Celtics?
Because the Celtics starting 5, they can switch 1 through 5 with everybody. Yeah. And they have guards that's very great defensively that can guard in the post. They block shots well. They defend very well. You know what I mean? And Dallas bigs, they're not really back to the basket players. You know what I mean? They went to them a couple times and they scored, but that's not their main projective. Their main projective is defend and block shots, catch lobs, and get offensive rebounds. Not taking nothing away from their game. They're just not their game to score in the post. Cat is not a Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown that's switching out to guard Luka. You know what I mean? That's not his specialty. Rudy Gobert is not a big that's switching out and guarding those guys. You know what I mean? He's a guy that's in a drop. You know what I mean? Or they was trapping the pick and roll. So now you're trapping the pick and roll. They was trapping Kyrie and Luka. So now we're throwing the ball to Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, where it's 4-on-3 on the back end. So Derek Lively or Gafford is going 1-on, can go score, or they're finding kickouts to Derrick Jones, PJ Washington in the corner for wide open threes, or Kyrie for wide open threes. Boston is switching everything.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're letting them play one-on-one with a little bit of help and living with tough contested shots. You know what I mean? I feel like Minnesota should have went more Nas Reed and Cat in the fourth quarters so they can be able to switch, and both of those guys can score on the other end in the post. You know what I mean? To get them another diverse situation. So I think they're just a big difference. I told everybody before, like, the Celtics just have the perfect team where they can go tall lineup with Al Horford and Porzingis together, or they can go small ball and just have Al Horford or just Porzingis out there. And all their guys can defend at a high level.
Yeah.
And on the other end, Dallas guarding them, you have to guard everybody.
Yeah.
Like, everybody can make a catch and shoot three. Everybody can put the ball on the floor and create with somebody else. And they can make floaters to finish at the rim. I think Joe Mazzulla said, he was like, if it's 3-on-2 or 2-on-1, we want to push the pace. We want to be fast. If it's 5-on-5, stop trying to rush it so much. Slow it down. Give it 3 seconds till we get our spacing right and just attack the matchups. But when you get into the paint, the first drive might not be for a score. It might be for a kick out and then another kick out. So it's a matter of time until they start making those threes, and then the game can really get out of hand.
Who do you think is the Finals MVP as of right now?
Right now, if you want to say scoring-wise, it would probably be Jaylen Brown with just scoring-wise. Mm-hmm. If you want to say impacting the game and doing everything, I would say Drew Holiday or Tatum. But I think Drew Holiday be second and Tatum third right now. But Jaylen Brown for sure is a front runner just because what he's impacting the game on both ends of the floor. And I think that goes a long way. You know what I mean? Being able to not lock up Luka, but make it tough on him on a high clip, picking up 94 feet, and then also being aggressive on the other team, on the other end of the floor and getting your team going. He's been playing at a high level right now.
Well, speaking of the best player, I don't know if you saw, did you see Jason Kidd's, the quote was, Jaylen Brown's the best player on that Celtics team. Do you really think that was like a technique or a divisive move to get, Celtics players to sort of, divide themselves or just get in their heads?
It could be, you can look at it different ways. It might be a technique thing, but like Tatum said and Brown said, we've been here before, you know what I mean? And if you have two great players that's in the back court or in the front court together, you always have the debate of who team is it, who team is that. But they're doing a great job. They know what their ultimate goal is to win it. And then my conversation I had with people was Jaylen Brown came in as was a defensive guy and very athletic. He got so much better at working on his game and became an excellent scorer. Tatum always came in to be a scorer, but now he's been a defender. Now he's been a playmaker, so he's added to his game also. Mm-hmm. I just think like they always try to divide and try to get them to split up, but I was having a debate if Jaylen Brown's the best player, why not double team him every time he has the ball?
Right.
Why are you playing him one-on-one? You know what I mean? And every time Jason Tatum touched the ball, what is he getting? Double teams, You know what I mean? So, it doesn't matter who's the best player. They both know how talented they are, how gifted they are. I don't think it's a big separation about who's the best. They're right there to me. They're both good. They're both great at certain things they do. I think Tatum's a more laid-back, chill guy, but he got a silent assassin. And Jaylen Brown's the more aggressive. I'm a attack. I'm a dog. I'm trying to rip your head off. So they impact the game in different ways and attack it in different ways. And they both talked about it and said it. So I think they're mature. They know where they're at in their career. They know where they're at. They're close to their ultimate goal is 2 wins away from winning a championship. And like they said before, they've been there. They let it slip away. They learned from that. And now their ultimate goal is just whoever wins, it doesn't matter. We just want to hold up the trophy.
For sure. Okay, going to the other side with the Mavs and Kyrie. I know we hyped up. We didn't hype up Kyrie, but we just expected bigger things. He's had sort of a poor shooting performance in those first 2 games. So what's going on with Kyrie? And do you think this can continue? Or, you've played against him. What kind of drive does Kyrie have to make sure that he doesn't go out shooting poorly for the rest of this series?
Well, one thing about Kyrie, he's been there before. You know what I mean? He's been to a lot of finals before, so it's not a situation he's not been in. And like I said, it's not. I can see if he wasn't getting the shots he wanted or getting to the rhythm he wanted. It's just his shots hitting back rim. You know what I mean? So as long as you can get to your spots, which he's always going to be able to do, it's just about making the shots. And I think for him, he was short a little bit and someone was back rim. But he's not frustrated. He's not rattled. He's in a spot where he's confident. He has that Kobe mindset, that killer instinct. And I bet you a lot of those shots that were short, I bet you those go in when he get back home. But he's still going to continue to do the work he do, continue to get to the spots he wants to. And if you look at it, even in the Minnesota series, he had a couple of games where the shots he had wasn't falling.
Yeah.
And he kept shooting, and then eventually, 30-point game, a 35-point game, or I get 12 in the fourth quarter or 15 in the fourth quarter. So that's a guy that never dwells on confidence. Like he said, he's at peace. He's in a great space of his life. And he's just enjoying the game again. So that's very exciting and happy to see for me as somebody that I call as a friend and somebody that's a fan of his game.
Yeah, and I think the worst thing that Celtics can do is think Kyrie's going to be like this for the rest of the series as they go play 3 and 4 at home. So let me ask you this: what do the Mavs got to do to compete in this series?
They got. I feel like they just got to be the harder playing team. They got to give a lot more better effort on the defensive end. I think they're doing a great job of trying to take away threes, but the way Boston puts so much pressure on your defense, you know what I mean? Always attacking with the basketball, always getting into the paint, find their shooters. They miss a lot of shots. Dallas missed a lot of good threes. For me, I think just being consistent throughout the whole 48 minutes. They're going, they run. And, you know what I mean? The difference is going to be now they went on their run, and Boston crowd will get them back into it. Now Dallas going to run. Boston don't have a crowd to be there. So, you know, they've been there before. I think they only lost 2 games this whole playoffs, and there was one against the Heat, game 2.
Yep.
And I think they lost game 2 or 3 against Cleveland. That was it. So they know what it is. They know what they take. They know what their ultimate goal, their mission is. And that was the first time we've seen Dallas lose 2 in a row. You know what I mean? So I know they ready to get back home, get in front of their crowd, regroup, and get back on their home floor. So we'll see how game 3 go and decide from there.
For sure. And Luka's playing well. All it takes is another guy just to help out a little bit more, or some of these shots to go through. And game 2 could have been there. So, all right, John, we're going to take a break here on Point Game. And when we come back, you're going to have your interview with your buddy, Francis Tiafoe. And then to close out the show, we'll talk more NBA.
Welcome back to Point Game with John Wall and C.J., presented by DraftKings. I would like to welcome to the show from the DMV, 3-time ATP Tour champion, currently the number 21 ranked tennis player in the world, huge basketball fan, a friend of mine, Francis Tiafoe. Great to have you on the show, bro.
Likewise, brother. Likewise, thanks for having me.
So, can you tell the story of how we first met and became friends over the years of being in DC?
Oh man! Well, first, growing up on John Wall, my man hitting the Dougie coming in rookie season. What a legend you were and still are. But yeah, Ted bring me into the locker room after a bunch of games, telling you, oh man, this kid gonna be a good tennis player one day. He's at a young enough to cover, and then like fast forward like 10 years, and you're like, wait, hold on. That's the kid. That was like,
for sure,
like killing stuff. But yeah, man, you've always showed love, even at the games. Always like recognize me and show me love and giving me game as a kid. So I can appreciate you more than anything. You're always gonna be my favorite hooper, bro.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that like I said, like it was crazy because when I realized that you was like this really good at tennis, I was like, is this still the same kid that used to come into the locker room that Ted used to bring back there? I'm like, this can't be true. And then when I realized it was you, it was just so dope and it's a real moment to know that you was a fan of mine when I first came into DC and see me blossom from being a young man with no facial hair, no kids, to growing up to trying to live up to all the expectations I had of being a franchise guy in the city. It was spectacular, and then having the opportunity to see you get to where you are in your platform, your career, and continue to grow and be better. I'm definitely going to try to get to more and more matches and see, but it's great to see where you are and where you continue to grow.
No doubt, man. I appreciate that, man. You were so big for the area in so many different ways, bro. Across so many different sports, just people in general. What you did for Section 8, your foundation. You passed, culture and everything. From everything you did off court, on court, swag you did it with, and just the person you are, man. You meant a lot to this league.
And you saying like just doing stuff for the community. And I want to ask you a question on base. We both have a passion for the community. I want to applaud you for the launch of your fund that helps make the sport of tennis more accessible to youth in DC and all over. What more do you have planned for the future?
Yeah, man, and just honestly, then just more stuff like you did too. Just in the community, man. Just I feel like we have such a long reach of what we can do. But I'm trying. When I'm done, the main thing I'm trying to do is, especially in the DMV area, PG County, where I'm from, try to get more dudes of color like me playing the game. When I'm done, I don't want to see just one Francis Tiafoe, everybody getting behind, or I want there'd be like 10, 12 of us, and everybody can get behind it. And it becomes cool to play tennis. Just making it more accessible is the tough part, but And doing it with that swag, like that basketball energy too. We trying to change the game like that, but
Yeah.
that's the main thing, man. Help a lot of kids want to play this game.
Yeah, I think that's dope. I think you, I mean, especially like you being who you are, setting a trend, and us having social media, people of our color get to see you on that spotlight. See you on those big stages. Like you said, see you bringing a swag that you really don't see from too many tennis players coming from for somebody that love basketball so much. Who was your favorite tennis player as you was coming up in the rankings?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously you love Federer and all those guys. That was my guy. Even though I knew I was never going to be as smooth and clean like him. But I'd probably say, I mean, James Blake. It's just because I met him when I was young. Obviously, he was a person of color, so I was like, all right, it'd be cool to be like him. He's bald, wearing the headband and shit. That's why I wear the headband because of him. So that was probably my main dude growing up. For sure.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, that's kind of like me. Like my favorite basketball player all time for me growing up, and the reason why I played was Allen Iverson. So I wanted
Oh yeah,
the braids, the tattoos, come in dressed swaggy, baggy clothes. But kind of
different.
when I first came in, we had like a little. They made a little restriction, so we had to come in dress clothes, like
Yeah,
slacks,
that's true.
a
That's
suit,
true.
button up shirt. So it was kind of difficult, but it was fun. And just seeing that you been born and raised in PG County, Hyattsville, Maryland, but we call you DC Zone. Not too many people from that's not really from DC get that statement. So we appreciate you for being who you are, and you've been a Wizards fan for so many years. Like, what made you fall in love with the game?
Man, I'm giving you a lot of love, but you, bro, for sure. Obviously, I mean, Maryland especially, we love hoop. Obviously, love hoop and football. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, we got so many great dudes. I mean, KD, Oladipo, Quinn. Shout out all these guys, Jeff Green, from the area. So like watching them, like that's tough. But the Wizard fan was for sure. You obviously Gilbert was crazy, but just growing up and understanding, like knowing the game more and more from you, I was just like, man, shit. When I grew up, it's gonna be like John Wall, and I think that changed a lot of how a lot of people talk about basketball in the DMV area. So, and that's why I'm still a fan today. And then obviously it helps when Tag gave me free tickets for so long.
Oh yeah, that's dope. I appreciate that, man. Like for sure. And the crazy part is like we always have this debate of like is North Carolina the hoop state? We the hoop state, but like do North Carolina got the best hoopers? Do DMV have the best hoopers? We have
Yeah.
this
That's
argument
a
all
real
the time.
conversation. That's a
Yeah,
real
for sure. Because
conversation.
there's so many great talent that come through the DMV area. I played against a lot of great guys throughout my high school career and the NBA career in college. So I know how
How
much
many
talent
times you
it
came to
is.
DC play like AAU and all that other shit?
Yeah, I came to the Charlie Weber before.
Yeah.
I came to a couple more tournaments, but I remember I played the
Yeah.
Math in
Who was
high school.
there?
Huh?
Who was there in that AAU when you came to Troy?
I was probably playing like 15 under. So, it was like 15, 16, 17 different
Yeah.
age groups. So I remember DC Salt was loaded. I played what was it? DC Triple Threat. Is it? I think it's DC Triple Threat if I'm not mistaken. I played against them. But I remember DC Salt being loaded back in the day. But it was just great, just to know so much great talent coming through that area and getting to play against those guys at a high level. It was fun for me. So I saw you got your own bobblehead this past season from the Wizards. That's big time, bro. A lot of people don't get bobbleheads if you're not actually a player. So congrats on that. How did
Yeah.
that make you feel? And what was the process like for that?
Yeah, that was something wild, man. When they came up with the idea, my agent was like, "Yo, you should really do something with the team. You always at the games and like really try to be a part of it." And I was like, "Well, what you think?" I was like, "Reach out to them," and then they were like, "Well, we can do a bobblehead night." I thought it was capping. I was like, "Man, you ain't about to do no. I ain't on the team. Like I ain't about to get no bobblehead." And they was like, "No, let's do it." Especially, it was a good time because obviously where the situation is right now, like winning 15 games is the perfect time. And it was crazy because of the night. A lot of people came. They packed the arena out. They everybody took them out. So it's cool to see the love that they have for me every time I go for the game, playing tennis in a basketball arena. Um, so it worked out for both sides. They was able to get people to come through and also support me and what I've done. So that just meant a lot. But I'm happy they wanted to do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's dope. So I know you played in the celebrity game at the All Star Weekend in Salt Lake City. What was that? What was the best part of that experience there? Because I know you love the game so much, and You get the opportunity to be a celebrity to play at All-Star Weekend. I know that had to be special.
Bruh, I don't think, and I mean, shit. I mean, I'm still being one on one, playing tennis, but like, I don't think I've ever been so nervous. I mean, I like us both, right? We play in 20,000 people stadiums, like, but it's different when you hooping, right? You know what you're doing. Like, all right, like, with a racket in my hand, I'm smooth. I'm like, all right, I can put on a show. I'm walking down, like, I'm walking down with 21 Savage and all these other dudes. They're like, yo, can you hoop? DK Metcalf, like, can you hoop? Everybody like, oh, I'm going for MVP. So I'm like, I don't know how nice everybody is. You got Shaq and all these other celebrities watching you hoop, and I'm like, I'm nervous as fuck. Like that first midi went in, and I was hyped. But it was a crazy experience, man. I mean, from a guy like me with the story that I've had, I never thought I'd be doing any of these things, having these conversations, being in these rooms. So it was just a humbling thing, and the whole weekend, just in general, meeting everybody that always get to meet because I travel so much with tennis. But it was cool to see all the love and how everybody was watching that amazing U.S. Open run I had, and that they all fans and want to see me keep going and keep thriving at this thing. So it was a humbling experience, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, like being in the U.S. Open, bro, and the run you had was amazing. You know what I mean? I think, like for that, you don't have to have social media. You know what I mean? A lot of people come out and support that event, and it's on TV. Everybody locked in, and it's like you was on the run. You was on the run. Everybody there. Everybody cheering. I know that was special, and that was a big moment for you. And I know you can't wait to go through that run again.
I win that hoe, bro.
Yeah, you gotta win it for sure. You have to win it for sure. That's gonna be big time. So I want you to get the fans who don't know your story or how you grew up living at a tennis facility.
Yeah. So both my parents from West Africa, Sierra Leone. They met when they was here in the States, early '90s. I was born in 1998. And obviously they was kicking it. They had me. Me and my twin brother. My dad was a construction worker, and my mom. We lived in a 2-bedroom with her out in PG. And my dad got a call to help build this tennis center. He was one of the main dudes, and Slim built the whole tennis center. And then after that, he was like, "Hey, I got 2 twins. Can I live here, work 24 hours? I'll be the maintenance guy. I'll no vacations and all that." And so originally it was like, all right, for us to go to tennis center, it was all right, get out the hood after school. I'll walk you. You can be in this area, and that was kind of it. It wasn't like for us to really play or whatever. And then they let us be in an after school program so we can just do stuff. And coaching found liking in me. It was like, yo, your kid got talent. And then I was just like, then my parents were like, oh, let's do this as full scholarship. He's like, we ain't trying to find a college scholarship. and then one thing led to another. Here I am being able to take care of everybody.
Yeah, that's dope. I know that's the best feeling ever, bro. Being able to take care of people and coming from where you coming from. That's all you really ask for. You know what I mean? You play the sport because you love it so much. You know what I mean? But you also do it to be able to provide for your family, and especially your mom and dad, and put them in a better situation that you was growing up. So I commend you for sticking to that. Your parents being behind you and you putting in the work to get to where you're at, and still have so much more to go.
No, 100%, bro, 100%. I mean, you know how it is. Obviously, like you taking care of your family, your story with that, man. It's everything. It means the world. To be able to do that from how we grew up. You know how that is. So that full circle moment, everything they need, you can take care of it. It's crazy, bro.
And it never get easy. I'll tell you that. It's never gonna get easy. It get tougher and tougher with due time. You know what I mean? That's the tough part about it. But I mean, you know which ones is there for you, which ones are true to you, which ones is showing you loyalty, and you'll be fine. So tell us about the match when you beat Nadal at the U.S. Open. How would you describe that moment in NBA terms?
Shit, NBA terms.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, I'm him. I'm here. Like,
Yeah, that's your coming out party. Like you feel like you him. Like
coming out party for sure.
I'm letting the league know who I am, huh?
Coming out party for sure, bro. I felt like the world stopped, bro. I was like, dude, I'm that nigga, like straight up, like.
I love to hear it. Now tell your story. This is your. You know what I mean, you got to like. It's a point like you're not cocky, but you just being confident. You know what I mean? Like being in that moment, you put the work in to get to where you are. So I want to know what that feeling was like, how you felt being in that moment, because I know it was special.
I can almost honestly like put it to like as like for y'all like, and obviously all your followers of like when you hit that shot, game 6, like that's how that felt.
That's where I was going to.
Like that was like the best moment of my life. That was like when you hit that shot and you got on the scores table. That's what it was for me, bro. Like talking about you wearing all black, talking about it's a funeral, like that. Like that was like that
Yeah.
was it. Like man, I felt like you couldn't tell me nothing. I was like, bro, I'm the man. Because I mean, I grew up watching this dude. He didn't lose a maximum Grand Slam all season. Like he number one world. And I beat him in front of everybody. I was like, my phone going crazy. I was like, man, I'm here. I rock. Like I'm coming up on it.
Yeah, that's dope.
But talk
So
to me
talk.
about that, bro.
Go ahead.
Talk to me about that. Where was your mind after you hit that shot? Like I've always wanted to ask you that.
That's a good question, bro. Like, to be honest, the play wasn't even for me. So I was a decoy to go to the corner, and it's for Brad to come a pin down and get up and get the ball. We ran the play a couple of times throughout the year. So I think Boston kind of sniffed the play out. And I just tiptoe across in front of the bench and get the ball. And I was like, we about to get a 5-second violation.
Yeah.
And I just dribbled once. And every Brad's a hell of a defender. So, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. He locked motherfuckers up.
So I knew I couldn't mess around with the basketball, you know what I mean? But I've been playing Avery since like my junior year in high school. So he's one of the best defenders I played against. So I knew I can't mess around with the basketball. So I took one dribble, he took a step back. And I was like, shit, it's either win or stay at home. Like that's the only way I'm going. I'm not trying to go to overtime. I raised up, hit the shot. I just went into complete shock because this is the biggest shot of my life I ever hit.
Yeah, 100%. When it came off the fingers, you knew it was Brad.
I didn't know what was it. I really got fouled. If you look at like they supposed to let you land,
Yeah,
I couldn't even land because he tried to box me out when he contested. So I didn't know if it was going in or not, bro. Like my adrenaline was just like hold the follow through and pray I make it because I ain't trying to end the season. And it went in, and I just looked back at their bench and gave them that still a look like y'all calling timeout or what we doing, like you know what I mean?
Doing?
And you know, like for me, our benches across from the scores table is right across from the crowd. So I look at center court and I'm just looking at everybody. And I'm like, I really got like 18,000 people on their feet going crazy right now. Like, and one of my homeboys got the video from it, like, you know what I mean? So that shit give me chills whenever I have flashbacks of watching it. And I'm like, all right, we got to get a stop now. We can't lose this game. Like, and IT scared me because he took a shot and almost banked it in.
That's
and
right.
For me, I was in that moment. I always wanted to jump on the scores table. So I ran and jumped on the score table. I'm like, this is my city. We ain't going home. And I got the picture blew up in my weight room. So we go back, and it's funny because we do the press conference after the game, right? And they was like, what made you jump on the scores table? Brad looked at me and said, you jumped on the damn scores table.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, bro. I was just in that moment. Like, you know, you just in that moment. It was just surreal for me because I pray to be in those moments, to want to take those big shots, and to be able to make one of the best cities I ever played in, you know what I mean, and the best city I played in, to make that shot. It was still like the biggest moment of one of my careers.
Yeah, no, it was it was something special, man. I was, because that's crazy because I was playing the French Open and I'm playing the next day. I was like, nah, I don't care, bro. It was like 4 a.m. I'm watching this, bruh. Like the hotel, like they had security come up to the room, like, what happened? Bro, I broke the TV. I was going nuts.
No way you broke the TV.
Bro, I was like, yeah, threw my phone at the TV, bro. Because I was like, ain't no way he taking a shot. When he took the shot, I was like, ain't no way he taking a shot. And when it was Brad, I was like, nah, bro.
It's just like, you know, like, it's kind of like, we down 3-2, like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Bro, what?
There's nothing else I can do, but I'm not trying to go to overtime, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Al Horford made a tough bank shot. I contested, almost blocked the shot. He made a tough bank shot. Then the play before that, IT hit a crazy three. I'm locked on hands like this, hit a three, and IT was so special throughout that whole year.
Bro, IT was shout out IT, bro. IT was,
yeah, shout out IT for sure. And I'm like, damn, like how he make that? And I'm just like, bro, our season about to slip away. Then we get a steal. I don't think Brad made a three all game. Maybe made one. He come down, hit a tough pull-up three. I'm like, all right, this is perfect. So that's how I was going. So just being that moment, it was special, bro. I enjoyed every moment of it.
Yeah, back of yourself, bro. That's real. But 100%, back to that. Like that was literally that moment. I felt like I trust myself fully. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do this, and that feeling after, bro, like that's why sports ain't nothing better than sports, because like, bro, I was like,
Yeah,
man,
and I was just having this conversation. Like, there's a question I want to put into it. It's like, y'all like talk about the mental stress of playing an individual sport like tennis where everything is on you. Every match is like a playoff game. Kind of like the NCAA tournament. It's like one
bro,
shining moment, one win, you keep moving, one loss is over with.
it's over. Yeah, so and it's crazy, like especially we play a lot of tournaments over the year, but especially like the Grand Slams, right, where it's like everybody watching, like the Wimbledon, U.S. Open. Those are like our two big ones out of the four, and it's like, bruh, like yeah, you're right. Every match is like literally March Madness, and it's pretty tough, especially as you start to go deeper, where you can start to taste it, and you're like, bruh, like you know, the moments get bigger. Like you see, and I'm one who I like to know everybody who in the crowd. Like I'm very like all over like that, so you can feel the moment. And but it's really special, man, because it's like yeah, 18,000 to 20,000 people coming to watch you or somebody else. Like it's crazy. It's like boxing almost, like where it's like yo, it's me versus you. Like let's get it. And that's probably like the craziest thing about it. But the mental strength is crazy, bro. Like because I mean. I had times where I don't talk to my family, bro. Like if we not on the same way, I don't want to hear, because I got to be there. I can't have anybody like like family, friends. I'm like, yo, sometimes you got to lock the phone off because it's like it's heavy, bro.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know what like the mental stress is like, because I might talk to a family, you know what I mean? I might have a bad game one, you know what I mean? I might try to have a conversation with them, see what they think. And if they just energy is negative, I at least got another game two, you know what I mean? You don't have a
Yeah.
game two or another
No, no,
match. You
no.
just got this one match.
It's one match, bro.
And they can put you in a different space and you don't have that concentration to be understanding what's really going on.
That's the thing. That's the way. And it's funny, right? Because sometimes they're in the open. Obviously, a lot of y'all in the summertime, so y'all trying to have fun, and so they come to the match, be like, oh yeah, you want to go dinner? And like, oh, you know how it is, go dinner, everybody go out. I'm like, yo, bro, like, like I can't rock with y'all. Like, I gotta go back to the hotel and chill, bro, because these 2 weeks changed my life, bro. And you seen what happened, so it's like that window of opportunity. It's like it's here or now or never.
Yeah, you're making that sacrifice. Like a lot of people don't know you got to make a lot of sacrifice to be as great and special as you want to be in the sport you in.
Exactly, exactly. Especially no guarantees, no guaranteed contracts and shit. We eat what you
Yeah,
kill.
I know that's wild.
Yeah. That's why.
So I know you preparing for the Madrid Open. Like how you feeling? Like how you prepared for it? I know you ready. Like you said, you trying to get adjusted to the time and all that. So how you feeling going into it, and like where your mindset at?
No, I feel good. I feel good, obviously. And it was, and even a question I want to even ask you, because like last year I was number 10 at one point, and took a little dip in the rankings. Now I'm trying to get myself back, and it's like dealing with that expectation. Part of those years when you like every year All Star and like you lead the franchise, everybody look for you. What was kind of those challenges like, just from like little bro to big bro? Because it's like that was tough for me, because then it was like not only am I like one of the best players in the world, but it's like I'm the only black tennis player like on the male side, and it was heavy. I felt like when we were ready to take it on, kind of like almost running from it to a degree. Now I'm more comfortable with it and talking about it, and I'm ready to get obviously back. But yeah, how was that for you, bro?
For me, I think it was just like even when I was in high school, I can relate back to this. When I was looking at people on Scout.com, Rivals.com, I'm like, I know I can be with number one, or I can be on that same platform as those guys. I just need the opportunity. And when you go in that mindset, we are the people that's hunting. You know what I mean? Like we're hunting the guys we want. So what I always kept in the mindset I can relate to you is always keep that hunting mentality. Like don't never let it go away. Like no matter if you get to the top and you become number one or you top five and you might have a bad stretch, like just always know that somebody's trying to be better than you and hunting you the same way you was hunting everybody else to go get that spot. So that's where I kept my mindset at. Two, I had great people around me. You know what I mean, they kept me level-headed when I felt like I wanted to go to another space. Shout out to my team because they kept me where I wanted to be, and they kept me motivated to be like, you still have a lot left in this tank. You can be better than that. You can be better than this. And the biggest problem with us is just us being as African-American men that make it to the platform we are is trying not to have a lot of yes men around. You know what I mean? That's around. Cause because like to having a lot of yes men around and having people around for the lifestyle, that hurts. Like it can put you in bad spots. And I've been a testimony to that where I've been in that spot and I've been luckily found the right people to be around to better me, better myself as a person, as a father, as everything. That helps you get to that platform. So I feel like you can get there. You're perfectly right in the right position. But just keep that mindset that you always want to be hungry. Like you're never satisfied. My favorite quote I live by is never satisfied, so determined. Because I made it to where I want to be, but I can't be satisfied with where I'm at because there's always somebody trying to get to where I'm at or take my spot.
And we can't have that. Can't have that.
No. I always tell people like this, like I sacrifice a lot and try to do so much because I'm trying to feed my family. You know what I mean? The same way somebody else I'm competing against, we could be friends afterwards. But between these lines, I don't have no friends. I'm competing. I'm a competitor.
And that's all the way. And that's all the way because it's so true. It's like, it's either
Yeah.
you and my family. Nah, I'm taking my family.
Yeah. Can't play about it, you
You
know?
can't play about it, bro.
No,
Can't
for
play.
sure. So how important would it be for you to make the U.S. Olympic team and compete in Paris this summer?
Huge, bro. Huge, man.
Because
Especially,
only reason why I asked that because like I've been to like U.S. Olympic trials and stuff in Vegas, never made the Olympic team, but like I know like how much it means to like forget the name on the back of your jersey is to name in the front of your jersey that represent your country. So I know like how special would that be for you?
yeah. Because I did Tokyo, and that shit was like pandemic. That was a weak ass experience. So to do this one, and the team USA basketball that they present is crazy, and seeing like the whole vibe, being in the village and everything. So yeah, man, I hope I get that call up, man. I need to get these next couple weeks, have some good ones, and solidify it. But yeah, man, shit, that'll be a crazy experience. Like to be there and walk with everybody and take that and shit. I ain't gonna and it gets some joy. I was gonna say some other stuff, but yeah, it gets
Well,
some
I
joy.
tell you that if you get that call and make it there, I definitely got to make it to a match there.
Fly,
I
bro.
definitely got to
What?
come see that.
What?
Because I remember when I came to the Miami Open, I was mad it started raining when I came to the thing. I
Bro,
was mad. I was hot.
that was
I
terrible,
was
man.
hot.
That
But
was like
we
the one time John come, it raining like
nah,
shit,
nah.
bro.
I'm gonna definitely get to some more. You know what I mean? Figuring everything out. I'm gonna definitely get to some more.
Yeah, no, because that would just be crazy to have. And they just even vibe out during the whole time, like dinners and all that other shit. And enjoy the city. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
for sure.
that would be a good time, bro.
So I
For sure.
so I know you're a big Wizards fan. Like, what would you like them to see them do this offseason, like to try to get better? Like, you know, the last couple of years they've been in like a rebuilding year, trying to figure out like with new coaches, new front office. They just got trading for Jordan Poole and re-signing Kuz, Danny Avia coming in, like signing Tyus Jones. Like, what progression do you see they can make to try to get back to a winning team and try to get back into the playoff mode? Because I know the city would love that, the city would want that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, Poole started picking it up a little more at the end. But like it looks like we're gonna have him next year. Kuz as well. Ty is good, but they start competing better at the end. I mean, we're gonna need another like good big. But I think coaching was a big thing. We didn't know how we was playing. Dudes was just taking shots. Kuz was just going up. Jordan was going up. So it was like, all right, like what offense we running? So I think we doing better on that side. David Vanderpool, assistant. Shout out DV. I love DV. But I mean, it's kind of tough because we kind of like stuck in that way. I feel like, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, it looks like I don't know what real moves we can make, like unless you get a trade for those guys. I thought the idea was Jordan gonna have a crazy year, and then we trade out crazy for him, but that didn't really happen. So, I mean, if you GM, what you thinking right now? They should really do because they didn't get shit for Gav. None.
I think it's a tough situation to be in because like you said, you had coach there, Coach West there, and I think they moved him to the front office. I'm not mistaken, and then I brought in a new president and GM. So they making the mindset of what they platform is, how they want to build a team. So I think it's going to be another couple of years to figure out which way they want to go, but that's all up to the new president and new GM and figure out what moves they feel is best to build a team the way they want to get. And I think the most important thing is find out which guy is it through the draft or who you have now to be the franchise guy, and then figure out how to build around him. I think that's the stepping stone for any team trying to start a franchise is You got to compete every year. You got to try to play and go play hard. But establish who your franchise guy is and then build around them. And I think once they find out who their franchise guy is, they can start building the team the way they really want to. Right now, I think they just in a blind spot of not really knowing who is that guy and which way they're going to go right now.
Well, yeah, and that's why I say it's tough because I'm like, because it was hoping for Jordan or Kuz, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I love that this. I ain't knocking nobody, but I mean, then you got Cooper Flag in a couple years. You got Boo's son who crazy a couple years. So, but these are all like 2-3 years down the road. So, I mean, they gotta. As far as now, yeah. I mean, who
Yeah,
would you?
I think the class that's coming in this year is cool. A couple guys, but I think like after the freshman class that's going to be in college next year, that's going to be a great draft. So like you said, probably one more year. Like I mean, another one more year. Play this season out right here, and then you might find your franchise guy next year. If you don't find them this year, we don't know which way they're going. But I think once they do that, the GM and president figure out which way they go and which route they want to go, they'll be fine.
I was gonna ask you this: you ever like if you were to get back, you would ever want to put that Wiz jersey if that opportunity ever came up again?
For
And
sure,
your career
1,000%. Yeah, 1,000% for sure. Yeah, like for sure, I would put a Wizard jersey on again for sure. I would not turn that down for any day of life. Like I never want to not take that jersey off, so I would definitely love to put the jersey on again. So we never know what the future might hold.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the league needs to be back just in general, but that would be shit. I would not miss a game, bro. I'd be in
No,
that
I know. I already know.
game. What do you put Ant best players in the world? He top 3, top 5?
No, he's not top 5 yet, but he
Whoa,
top 10.
whoa,
He's not top
whoa!
5 yet. He's not top. You got a lot of people. Come on,
He
folks. You got a
not
lot of people.
name your top 5, John. That's crazy.
My top 5.
I think
Luka.
about it. Really think about it. Honestly.
I'm telling you, Luka.
All right.
Got to put Giannis in there. Got to put Jokic. Got to put Embiid. Then I go Tatum. But see, after that, I still got KD. I still got Steph.
Yeah.
I still got Kawhi when he fully healthy. Still got Braun. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people. Hold on, I'm disrespectful. I gotta take somebody off. I'm disrespectful.
You didn't say
SGA. I'm sorry, SGA in my top 5. I'm being very disrespectful right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shay's out of here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was being disrespectful. Shay's in my top 5. So I take Giannis out and put SGA in there. I'm sorry. But look how many people we just named that's not in the top 5. So
dang, man.
You see what I'm saying? Like it get real. It sound easy.
It do. Well,
So let me hear your top 5 now. Hold on, let's hear your top 5 now, because it did sound easy at first, right?
No, at first it was no question. Now I love.
Come on, let me hear your top 5.
Yeah,
and don't try to piggyback off my list neither.
I ain't gonna. I'm going no order. I'm gonna go SGA. I'm gonna go Luka. Man, honestly, like I'm gonna put Tatum, bro. I think Tatum crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tatum crazy. I love Kawhi.
Mm-hmm. He's bad when he healthy. Oh man,
two-way crazy. Just to hold my argument, I'll put Edwards at 5.
Okay. I respect
even though I don't believe it after you said it, I would say I hold my argument.
Yeah, Ant-Man's definitely he's a bad boy, and I think he's on that way. Now he said give me 2 to 3 years, he said I'm only 40% as good I'm gonna be in 2 to 3 years. So shout out Ant-Man. So now that I'm in Miami full time, I need you to teach me how to play some tennis.
Yeah, 100%. I need to get Q and BX on the court. That should be hilarious.
Bro, I never played tennis. So like, you know how you felt being in the celebrity game and you like, I got to make my first shot? It's like you telling me to go be in a celebrity tennis match one-on-one against somebody. I'm like, bro, what the hell am I out here for?
You be like, man, as how athletic you are, you be like, oh, shoot the ball that way.
Bro, but you got to have some shuffles.
Bro, man. That defense stands y'all be in, we in that motherfucker all day, bro.
Yeah. So I got a question. I want to know, what's your cardio like to prepare for a match? Like what you train, like your cardio for training, you know what I mean? Because like we do a lot of training, you know what I mean, for hours, but like you said, you in a defensive stand damn near the whole match.
Yeah, bro. A lot of squats, a lot of lunges, a lot of shit staying low, agility, so we light on our feet. One-legged stuff for balance. But I mean, my cardio, bro, like, I mean, we be getting lost on the track, 400s, 8, 10 of them, 12 of them, a lot of
What,
200s.
400 like sprint? 400?
400 meters, bro, yeah.
Nah, how many times?
Like 8 to 10. We got to get it in. Because you gotta think, John, bro, like, that match where I lost in that 75, we played 5 hours, bro. Ain't no clock. So I gotta be able to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I probably would have called a Charlie horse real quick. Let me get it. Hey, yo.
It's crazy, like in the heat and everything. So, and then but then like a lot of intervals because we change direction so much. So you got to be able to like every point's about like 20 seconds. So you got to be able to like be quick like that. But shit, man, with that when I get on that track, boy, I'd be like, man, I can't hit no rose block before this. I got to stay in.
Hey, so do you drink electrolytes like to stay hydrated on the sideline, or you just drink
sure.
regular water?
So shout out Pedialyte. I do stuff with them. Yeah, I drink Pedialyte all the way through. Obviously, water, Cliff Bar. I gotta eat during the matches. Yeah, bro. You have to. Otherwise, water don't get it done. Or Gatorade, I don't want to go down. You know what I mean? So, what y'all be drinking during games? Y'all drink like water and Gatorade and shit?
I drink this water.
Yeah. Brand that shit.
And I drink me some electrolytes. I have to drink electrolytes because I cramp easy. Like, funny story, I'm playing North Carolina in college, right? Killed North Carolina. I'm killing first half. First part of the second half, I take one dribble, my whole body lock up, bro. Like, I'm standing like this, my whole body just locks. Can't walk. Like, they take me to the locker room. Coach come like, yo, where's John Wall? Where the fuck is he? Get him IV. Get him IV. Like, the IV I'm so dehydrated, the IV won't work. Like, I probably didn't go back into the game like 8-minute mark. I missed probably like the first 12 minutes of the second half. So we up big. They cut the lead down. I don't know how I finished the game. Like, I was druggish. So they was like, you know what? You got to start eating bananas before every game. And I had to drink electrolytes the whole day. Like, when I wake up that morning, it's all electrolytes to hydrate myself. That's like, yeah, I had to start doing that. So it's straight water and electrolytes throughout the whole day.
I didn't even know that, bro. That's crazy.
Well, you got to think, like, being in DC, bro, I used to play the whole second half. I'm playing like 42 minutes out of 48. So, and I was a two-way player. So I'm guarding, creating offense for the team, and scoring. So it was a lot.
Yeah, you playing hard. Play hard every night. You play hard every day. Shit, that's crazy. But yeah, I ain't even thinking about that. Like, my last thing, how tough is 82? Honestly, forget about playoffs. Like 82.
It's tough. You know why? Because you have 4 and 5 nights. But then, like, a lot of people don't know is we might land at 2:30 in the morning, play the next day. So we got to be up by 10, 11, have a team meeting because we can't have shoot around back to back. You can't have shoot around. So we'll come in for a team meeting. On the road, we have a team meeting in the hotel lobby. I'm in the hotel little conference room. So we have that meeting. You get some lunch. You go back, probably take a nap if you can, a shower. Then you got to get ready to pack your bags if you're leaving. Bus at like 4:35. It's on the way to the game. Only thing that might be different if we at home, we have a back-to-back and we come back home, we might have walk through at like 4:30 because the other team gets on at 5. You got to be there 2 hours. Well, some people go early, but most people be there 2 hours before the game. So if we at home, we probably have walk through at 4:30, or we have walk through. We don't have a walk through, which is you're gonna need to walk through. But like nowadays, it's a little different because a lot of teams like switch 1 through 5 pick and rolls. It's not really no schemes as much as you did before. So yeah, it be difficult because sometimes we play 4 and 5 nights. So sometimes you just trying to like ease through the first quarter, the first half, to be ready for the second half. But that's how you have some bad games and wonder why you losing some games. So yeah, it's definitely a lot. Well, shout out to you, bro. I want to appreciate you for coming on the show, man. Be supporting from afar and watch you no matter what, bro.
When I'm back in the Yans, we definitely gotta get up, bro.
Yeah, for sure that. We're gonna do that.
Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate you.
Welcome back to Point Game with John Wall and C.J. Toledano, presented by DraftKings. It's now time for Bucket or Brick. Now, as a reminder, Bucket or Brick is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings Sportsbook is your home for all things NBA action, from player props to same-game parlays. Check out everything DraftKings Sportsbook has to offer to make your NBA experience even sweeter. The crown is yours. All right, John, you ready for this edition of Bucket or Brick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're talking at the top of the show, this Celtics-Mavs series. So right now at DraftKings Sportsbook, the odds are at plus 240 for the Celtics to sweep, meaning if you bet $100, you'll win $240. So bucket or brick, the Celtics will sweep this series.
I say brick.
Okay.
I say brick. I had it going 5 or 6. So
Yeah.
I feel like Dallas would definitely get one at home.
Well, and so if they win these next two, you still calling Celtics in 7 then, or Celtics 6 or 7?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Because at this point now it's the team that whoever can win one on the road first.
Right.
Because if no team win one on the road, then okay, Celtics win in 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like it all takes like when the playoffs, but all it takes is that first team that can win one on the road.
Yeah.
That's who the favoritism goes to in the finals. You know what I mean? So
Right.
until one team do that, then it's the home. Everybody that won home games is gonna win it all.
I mean, but there was we were talking to Jeremy, our producer here. He was talking about the greatest five greatest 0-2 comebacks in finals history, and you got the 2016 Cavs, and you got the 21 Bucks. So it is a possibility, but I hear you. It's rare. You know, it's like you had to go back to the 70s after that one. It's rare.
Yeah, like the Bucks one. I like that a lot. The Cavs one, it was interesting, bro. We all know what changed the whole dynamic of that series, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Game 5, Draymond not being there. You know what I mean? That changed the dynamic now because that's a big piece of their team then. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking nothing away from the Cavs. No. They won it fair and square. They did their thing. But Draymond not being there was big. Then, okay, we go back to Cleveland Game 6. Cleveland's not losing that game.
Right.
No matter what happens, anybody tried, they're not losing the game because they're going to make more money getting to a Game 7. Mm-hmm. So now there's no pressure. Who's the pressure on there? There's no pressure on the Cavs no more. We don't supposed to be here. And it's on Golden State home court. All the pressure's on them.
Yeah. That shit was legendary. That's all. I mean, I just rewatched the last 4 minutes, and it's just like.
Yeah, nobody's making a fucking shot.
That LeBron dunk would have broke the world. When he cut down the middle, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. I was watching last night's game, and I wish it was closer. And I was like, I don't think a finals has been as good since 2016. No, yeah. See, all right.
But see, you got to take that away though because it wasn't as good.
What do you mean?
It wasn't as good. That finals wasn't as good, bro. They almost lost 4-1.
I know, but it's just
if Draymond don't get suspended, is that really a finals you say that was good?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I mean,
no.
Maybe they beat. You know, they still beat Draymond in Game 7. You know, it's like.
But there's my point though. You got to listen to the nature of the basketball field. You take all the momentum away from Golden State. They have Game 5 at home. Yeah. They think it's a closeout game. Draymond's not there, right? Mm-hmm. Game 6, Cleveland got all the momentum there. Okay, we're 3-2. We at home. We win this game, we go to Game 7. That's what made it interesting. Right. But if Draymond's not suspended Game 5, I don't think Cleveland wins there.
Yeah.
And I think they lose 4-1. And now that's not really as great as the final as it was. It got interesting, though. It made it great, though.
It made it great. And that's the thing is, like, you never know what can happen. And what also made that great, that it was the 73-win Warriors, a record-breaking team. It was LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love healthy finally. Yeah. And they did it.
Because if the Warriors win that, we don't ever see Kevin Durant with the Warriors.
No. And then I would go to argue that the next few finals with KD was some of the worst finals. I mean, I was turning that shit off after Game 2.
Why was it worse?
Because, man, there was no way they were going to win. We knew that.
Why was it no way?
Kyrie was on his way out. You know, it's just they had that. I mean, that last one. There's just that KD Warriors team was like Thanos. That was just like no one could beat him.
Nah, they were special for sure. They were special.
It was borderline unfair, but
you gotta think that was the first year they had to figure it out. Though they didn't have all the chemistry together right away.
Yeah.
So the Cavs could have won that one. You know what I mean?
But I beg to differ of like who needs chemistry when you got KD or Steph.
You do need chemistry because, give you the prime example, bro. You have D Book, Brad, and KD. Mm-hmm. They got swept first round.
Yeah.
So you do need a little bit of chemistry because those, like Steph could have said in the fourth quarter, I'm not giving the ball to KD. You know what I mean? It's my show. It's my team, right? Mm-hmm. But fourth quarter, last 2 minutes, We know where we're going. We're going to Kevin Durant in the mid-post.
Yeah.
Stop it. If you do try to stop it, we're going to kick it out. We got Steph, we got Clay that's able to knock down shots. You know what I mean? So I think you need a little bit of it because it kind of – some games you just going to win because you're just so much talent. But in the finals, you're going against another guy that's been to 8 straight finals, that's special, to have other great talent over there too that was still averaging his 30 in the finals and causing havoc with not a team that was as much as good as the Warriors was at the time.
Yeah. I just don't want to become like one of these internet trolls where I'm like, KD went there. I mean, he did join one of the greatest NBA teams ever.
Yeah, he did for sure. But okay, and this is a debate I have with a lot of people. What other team could he went to?
What other team he could? I mean, he was choosing between you guys, which you said he wasn't even really considering it. I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm saying name another team though. Like, if you go to the East, what team was he really gonna go to? Other than us, if it would have came to us, that could have competed with Bron and them. I don't really think no other team.
Right.
And then where was he going to go in the West?
I mean, and obviously things have changed quite a bit. He could honestly stay with OKC, ran it back with Russ. Maybe, their supporting cast get to change up a little bit and maybe compete again.
Yeah, I think they had just got to their point where they was like kind of how Bron and Kyrie was on their way out, like separating. So, but it's the same as like, what could teams do when Bron got with D Wade and Chris Bosh? Like, what could teams do with that on the East?
Yeah. But I know I feel like now we are seeing teams that have been like sort of built a little bit more organically. The emphasis of going out and getting some big role players and like finding guys who are in not the right fit and being like, oh.
Well, I think because now we have so much more money in the NBA, you can do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can have 3 max guys pay at a high level and then get a lot of good role players. But like nobody could fuck with the Heat team, bro. You had D Wade that was arguably the best 2 guard in the league or the second 2 guard behind Kobe at the time. You know what I mean? Like, what could you do with that? And then you got Bron that was who he was, already won multiple MVPs. Yeah. Chris Bosh was the man in Toronto, number 1 option. Like, what could you do with that?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'll end it by saying it would have been dope if he went back home and joined y'all. So,
yeah, it would have been fire for sure.
All right. Okay, moving on here. Kyrie's over-under for points is set at 23.5. So bucket or brick, Kyrie will score over 23 points in Game 3. He's currently averaging 14, but we know how Kyrie can go off.
But he get 25 plus for sure. I believe it.
Yeah.
Because he's getting great looks. Like, I watched the game. I'm watching all aspects, and it's not like he's not getting his shots. He's just missing the easy ones here and there, wide open mid-range, couple wide open threes. Like, them shots you can live with, though. I know I work on them. I know I work on them every day. I'm getting to them. And watch, in Dallas, he'll probably go ape shit, probably have. You see how he started the game? He had a quick 10.
Yep.
I mean, he found his rhythm, just missed some easy shots.
How much of a factor do you think it is because of the whole Boston narrative? Like, and he had that quote of, like, it could be louder in there. Do you think?
No, I don't think. But him, like, for him, he's already at that point where maybe when he was saying, like, before when he went back, it probably was bothering him. But now it's just like, I've been there. I've cleared that space in my life. I've refound myself, refound my love for the game, refound my love with his beautiful family he has and for the game of basketball and being with a great organization like Dallas and being around his teammates. I don't think that's affecting him at all.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, Kyrie playing well and feeling like, he found his team has been dope to see. So
yeah, because I see all these people talking, Kyrie need to retire. He's washed.
Retired.
Like, y'all, the world, but the world is funny, though, because just right before the finals, Kyrie is this and it happens, though, bro. Like, so every game is not going to be the way you want it to be. Mm-hmm. As long as I know I put the work in and prepare myself for it, I go out there and take these shots, I'm fine with that. It's the same as if you got a business job, they're working 9 to 5, and you do a PowerPoint or write a paper, and you put your all into it. You go into the office, you speak, you do your speech in front of them, you do your presentation, and then you be like, damn, that was my best. But you gave it your all. Like, you wrote it, you put the presentation together, you gave it your all. And it just wants your day.
Yeah. Damn, John, you
happens.
just compared Kyrie to what I do. That makes me feel good.
It's life, though. It's life because they look at us as basketball players like we're not normal. We are normal human beings. Like, we go to work, we put our work in. We want great results out of it. We don't always get the results we want. But as long as I know I prepared myself the best I can for it and I gave it 110% effort, I can live with those results.
Facts. Okay. All right. I want to go to the women's game now. So, bucket or brick, it was the right call to leave Caitlin Clark off of Team USA for the Olympics.
I say bucket. I mean, I think like she's having a a decent rookie year. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's figuring out the WNBA game. Her teammates are getting used to playing with her. But her coach said they woke up a monster, so we'll see. But I know how special she is. You see all the attention she's bringing to the game. But they have a hell of a roster they put up there, and I feel like they still is missing a player off of. You know what I mean? So many people you always can say, Dan, they should be on this Team USA or they should be on there. That's always a hard debate to make. I'm glad I'm not the person that has to be in a position to pick the 12 best players that you feel like fits this team and goes the right way. Like we talked about, this is going to be Steph Curry, first Olympics, really, like real Olympics, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or are we saying Steph Curry's not one of the top 12 best players in the NBA? We're not saying he's not going to go down as probably one of the top 10 best players or top 15 best players of all time? It doesn't mean nothing. You know what I mean? That those guys and that committee put that team together for what they feel is best for them to go represent our country and go win. And you know what I mean? Maybe it been a Steph Curry injury some years, or maybe it just wasn't the right fit for them. But who knows? That's not my decision or your decision. But I don't think it's a big deal.
That's what I mean. That exactly what you just said there should be the whole thing. It's not a big deal. This is part of Caitlin's story. She's not going to let this be like, damn, I'm not good enough for Team USA. Like, truly, who gives a shit?
It's just motivation.
Yeah.
It's just motivation and for right fits. I never made Team USA. Like, I feel like I should have been up there because I was a great point guard that could pass, defend. Well, it didn't happen. Cool.
And Bam said it the other day. 12 roster spots out of 400. Caitlin's a rookie. 50. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So she'll be in there, She's got to worry about playing her rookie year out, adding to that team, leading that team, and then, 4 years from now, she'll probably be on that team. So,
yeah.
All right. Last one. And we just got this news right before we started recording. So, bucket or brick, Dan Hurley made the right call in not accepting the job for the Los Angeles Lakers. Bucket or brick?
For me, I say bucket. What he has going on at UConn is great. The way he can relate to his players, get those guys to commit at a high level and go out there. And I think that's a difficult job for any college coach to transition to the NBA. Not saying he couldn't do it. I feel like he could. He's a great coach, a great guy. I had the opportunity to speak to him at Nike EYBL in Indiana. I just think the way he gets to coach there, he won't be able to coach the same in the league. You know what I mean? These are grown men now, you know what I mean, that make a lot of money at their profession. In college, you don't get, I'm not saying control them, but you can dictate how you want this to go. You know what I mean? Like, you have more of the power in college than you do in the NBA as being a coach. In my opinion, unless you just been there a long time and you got some longevity and you one of those coaches that people are well respected at that high level.
So you think with Dan Hurley, his skill sets were almost molding these players and kind of going to the Lakers. It's like some of that skill set is taken back. And you got, LeBron 80, these guys know what their game is now. You probably wouldn't even get in the best version of Dan Hurley, right?
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't get the best version of Dan Hurley. I think the Dan Hurley we get in college is the best version of him. Yeah. And I think that fits his scheme. Not saying it couldn't fit in the NBA. I just think it fits his scheme. And one thing I love, and I told him that when I met him, was he was like, I don't go after all the 5-star recruits that want to come here and be the man. Yep. I go for a 5-star recruit or 4-star recruit that want to come in and just be a part of the team and is okay with accepting a role. Because everybody that's a 5-star recruit don't get to be that star when they get to the NBA. They might have to be in a role. Yeah. And I think that's the hard thing for a lot of us guys that's always been that guy to adjust to.
Yeah. And it was dope. I mean? 'Cause if you, no, go ahead. I was just saying, like, he in that same quote, I feel like he was saying he watches the parents. He watches how the players talk to the refs, how they talk to their coach. And it, like, that's some real, I feel like some genius level shit of like.
But that's what you can dictate a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like, in the NBA, you can't look at him like, damn, I want to see how he talked to the ref or how he talked to his parents. He's grown as hell. That shit don't mean nothing.
Right.
Like, he might be 30 years old or 25 years old and 5 or 6 years, 8 years in the league. It's like, okay, what can I tell him? Like, he ain't doing this. Like, you know what I mean? So, so it goes a long way.
JJ Redick, though. JJ Redick is probably a done deal because I feel like that's the other name that has been, before this Dan Hurley news dropped last Thursday or Friday, it was JJ.
I think JJ, to be honest, I think JJ's been done. I think they just wanted to throw a pitch at Dan Hurley to see if he would bite. Okay. I think it's been done in my opinion, but I think they just threw it in there because I think a lot of people were saying it. I think they even tried to say that JJ had said like something on like one of the when he was broadcasting it. No, when he was broadcasting at the game. And I think he kind of like ended up slipped up and said something, and like we'll let that decision be made after the finals.
Right.
And I think like people are, oh no, well we got to make it look like it ain't that obvious. So for me, I think it's JJ. I think it's been JJ. I think they just threw the pitch at Darren Hurley because I think we heard 8 years, $100 million, and then I think the reality came out to being 6 years, $80 million or $70 million, if I'm not mistaken. What really they offered him, which is still great. Don't get me wrong, a lot of fucking money to coach,
Right.
but I think he made whatever he wanted to decide. And then everybody was like, I think Woj came out and said he was gonna make a decision today. He made a decision quick as hell.
Yeah.
Like 24 hours, he made it quick. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I went back home, talked to the family. We know what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay, well, so what does JJ have to do to succeed as a Lakers coach? I think the big doubts are first-time coach, biggest franchise in the NBA, LeBron James, AD, and the city.
Well, you know, if you're not going to the West Conference Finals or the Finals, nobody gives a damn what you're doing. You know better than me. You're a Lakers fan, so you know how it is.
I'm a reasonable Lakers fan, though. I'm just like, if we can take advantage of having these guys and the roster, and like we've seen this team go to the Western Conference Finals, yes, and like, you know, I'm not gonna say shout out to Darvin Ham, but like we wanted an X's and O's guy, right? And I've learned from you, it's all good to be an X's and O's guys, but can you get through to these players when this team goes through turmoil? You know, can a new coach get through to them? Like that's what I'm worried about.
Well, I think that's the key with anything is you always have to be able to get to the players. You know what I mean? Like X's and O's work. Your star players going to be stars at certain times, but can you draw up this? Can you make adjustments with game plans? You know what I mean? Like we all in the playoff series, we all know everybody play. We all know everybody's tendencies, what they want to do. But can you make adjustments on the fly and get your team to be rolling? You know what I mean? Because if you know, it's all about cat and mouse. Like who can make the adjustments to make a team better?
Is there any judgment that you would have, seeing as JJ had never won an NBA championship as a player?
Nah, because I never really been around JJ, and to be honest, like until I started like him his podcast with Bron and then him like broadcasting, I really don't know his IQ of the game. You know what I mean? Until you start listening to those, because I mean I never played with him, I never sat down and had a one-on-one conversation with him. You know what I mean? But he seemed like he's a bright, smart guy with a great IQ.
Yeah.
But I think people that's been around him and knows like how he is in the locker room and things like that, how do he embrace that role?
Yeah. And the final thing I'll say is I do like, I mean, these are all rumors, what they're considering filling out the rest of the assistant staff, or I mean the coaching staff with. Like, I think, Borrega was talking about unless Borrega takes the Cavs job, and even like Rondo. Again, these are all rumors, so we'll see how it unfolds. But I think we got to get some vets to fill out the rest of that staff for truly to succeed. So,
yeah, I think a guy like Rondo be perfect because he's not scared of nobody. He's gonna speak his mind. Hell of a floor general. Pure point guard. He knows how to read the game, dictates the game, and knows a lot about it. So, yeah, I think he would be a great piece to add to their staff if they end up getting J.J. Redick or whoever they get and they wanted to add a assistant coach.
Okay. All right, to close things up here, John, we were talking about it before we got on the recording. I want to know your summer plans a little bit before. We only have a couple more episodes before we hit summer. What are your summer plans? I see you working out. I see you staying in shape, playing ball. Want to know what you're going to do.
Yeah, man. Working out, staying in shape. Hoping to get another opportunity, get an opportunity back into the NBA. You know what I mean? I know how much I have left in the tank, how much I can help a team out. I don't have a problem accepting the role. I want a lot of people to get that through their head.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem accepting the role, but you're going to get a competitive person that's going to want to play, going to want to compete for anything. If you ask for John Wall, let John Wall be John Wall. Don't ask for John Wall and ask for something totally different. Take family vacation with my kids. They got camps.
Yeah.
My son got soccer and boxing. My other one's going to try to play some flag football.
Nice.
And then decorate my new crib. I got a new crib, so I got to get ready to decorate my new crib. So when they see me for the next season, y'all going to see my new podcast room. It's going to be lit.
That's right. Hey, reminder to GMs out there, 11-5 in 20 minutes. That was your last stat line.
11-6 in 20 minutes, man. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's better than a lot of the guys number that play. You know what I mean?
So
they know what I can do.
Okay. All right. This has been another episode of Point Game presented by DraftKings, guys. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the pod. Leave us a 5-star review. We got another big episode on the way with a big guest. So we'll see you, and we'll see where the finals is at right then. So this has been Point Game. Peace.